Welcome back to your next dose of the Old Bull Young Buck. I'm David Mundy, and with me is my little mate in some very cool kit, Griffin Logue.
Barra, how are you?
Very good, mate. How are you? Tell me what you're wearing.
Wearing the famous retro jumper. Probably something that you would have debuted in 52 years ago or whatever it was. So we'll be wearing these in round 20.
Next round, yeah.
Against Melbourne. Next round, next round, Friday night lights. So, cool to bring out the 3D anchor again. A lot of love for it so far on the socials. So, what do you reckon? You like them?
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, my favourite part of the whole thing so far has been your blue steel photo shoot in the Sacramento Old Heritage Grandstand. Yeah, with Brendan Cox and Youngie.
Yep.
And a few of the old
Shawnee
boys,
Mack, Spider Burton.
They'll kick it.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It's good. Yeah. It says, just buying into the heritage and culture of it all. So with a couple of the old fossils there as well. Shawnee Mack's always good value, but a couple good looks.
How'd Spider Burton go in the photo?
He was funny.
He's a funny man.
He was. I'd never met him. I don't reckon I'd met him in that kind of setting, and he was funny.
Absolutely.
Cox, we'll pissing ourselves what he was doing. He was actually. I can't really reenact it, but it was funny. Yeah.
You think Brendan Cox is a funny man? Spider Burton takes it to another level.
He's pretty funny.
And you mentioned we're going to be wearing this amazing kit next Friday night at our home game against Melbourne, the reigning premiers.
That's
right. Which was the origin of G Lounge forward, so it's an exciting day for all of us.
It was when it first started, G Lounge up forward. So, and maybe I'll get to take a few dangles again up there.
That'd be great. So this kit, along with a heap of other stuff, beanies, mugs, scarves, subby holders, etc., are all available from the Dock team store.
Yep.
So get onto it.
Yeah, go on.
Kit yourself out. Get down to our game next Friday night.
It's all pretty cool. Actually, I'm a big fan of it. So
the retro range.
Yeah. I think we got a lot of good info or good feedback on our last retro kind of jerseys, which were good.
We did.
I'm a big fan of this one. Got nothing but raps for it.
So obviously now the retro range and the Old Bull Young Buck kit is all back in stock as well. So
it is too. Yeah.
Hopefully
get around that.
Kit up. That'd be great. Last week, Geordie Clark on the pod. How'd he go?
Yeah, I liked him. He's good. I liked his ice cream kind of intel. You can see with his mud guts, you can see why he likes the ice cream for sure. But different kind of story coming from Geelong and coming back. He seems to be happy now. So
he seems very happy. He's certainly playing some good football.
Playing great footy. Yeah, he got tagged on the weekend.
Crazy stuff. Yeah.
You wouldn't think of halfbacker getting tagged. So
well, he did. He did.
Speaking
of halfbacks, we've had a glutton of. We've had a glut of them.
Sorry, could you say that again, mate?
We've had a glut of them over the last few weeks.
What's the word?
And
glut.
A lot of them.
A lot.
And
plethora.
We're sick of them.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce our new guest?
Love to, yeah. You'll be sick of this bloke in 5 minutes anyway, so don't worry about it. He's a good friend of mine. He's once handed me he's once handed me a 6-0 thrashing before halftime in FIFA once in the Cairns hub. So well done to you. But other than that, he's a great fella, a wise head. He's got super strength through his size. Don't know what it can come down to, but he's a beast. And mate, welcome, Sam Switkowski. Switta.
G'day, mate. Thanks, lads, for having me.
It's all right. Clear the throat. You're right. How you going? You all right?
Yeah, good.
Got the Melbourne-inspired kind of jacket. Yeah.
Had it for about 7 or 8 years, I reckon, mate. It lasts forever.
Goose down feathers inside that to keep you warm. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Good luck.
They're starting to fall out, actually.
Open it up. Goose down. So you can see one's coming out the shoulder there. But
yeah, they're coming up.
It's a secret of staying warm. But you're a bit cold, mate. Is that why you got the jacket on?
It was a bit chilly this morning, mate. But yeah, it's nice in here.
Nothing compared to Melbourne, is it? That kind of cold?
No, not at all. It's pleasant here.
So you're enjoying the weather, mate, is all you can say.
I'm loving it, mate.
A little bit cold, or you're just, you've been up early, so it's all right.
Well, maybe I made the wrong decision now.
Yeah, you're getting grilled about his apparel.
I just think it's a classic kind of Melbourne kind of jacket the way you always see.
He's a big puffer.
That with, probably got a pair of RMs on or whatever it is, and nice long sleeve, but anyway. We'll let it slide, mate.
You should have seen when he walked in. He's working in the city as well now, so he's walked in some really nice kit, actually. So looking very sharp.
Yeah, made sure I got changed real quick.
Should have kept himself back down to it.
Should have kept it on, mate.
Yeah,
would have been good.
I try and keep it on the down low. You walk through this place with a suit on, and
it suits you.
Catch all eyes. So
yeah.
Now, before we delve into the Sam Switkowski little paradox that you are, let's look back. Watching the Swannies game from the grandstand on the weekend, what did it look like?
Yeah. Tough game for the boys. can't win them all. The boys started really well, I thought, and pressure was up. Sydney obviously played a game style that potentially we weren't as prepared for, and caught us off a little bit. So credit to them. I was actually coaching down at Peel the same day, the forwards down there, so I made my way back up and saw most of the game, but I think the boys will bounce back this week.
How'd the Peel forwards go while we're on that?
Good. We had 4 of the Freo boys down there, Sebbit, JT, Jolly Weston and Sturdy. Boys got a good win over Subiaco. A few snags for the boys. So
many stoppage goals, famous Switta stoppage goals, where they just sneak through and
a few behinds, but it looked all right. JT's, in the second ruck, rucking down the forward line, actually got a few those hits out the back, which we love as a small forward.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, Sturdy couldn't finish them off.
I saw a few of the Sturdys. 4 points. 4 points for the Stoin
winner.
Yeah.
How did you evaluate the Griff v Buddy Part 2 extravaganza that happened on Saturday night?
Extravaganza.
Oh mate, I loved it. Griff's always up for those challenges. I think he did a good job. Kept into 1 goal, and I reckon you slipped a bit, so you probably could have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you have Yanas out there.
Anyway.
Chirp.
Yeah, better. At least he didn't kick 6. So
well, I was going to say, both sides of your ledger was good this time round. The first game last year, the year before, you played well, but he kicked 6.
Last year, yep.
Somehow. I don't know how that works, but you played well, he kicked 6.
I don't know either.
It's bizarre.
Trust me, I know how it works.
It's Bermuda Triangle,
He kicked
things
them.
vanish, yeah.
Yeah.
But this time you played well and he kicks 1.
But we didn't win.
And we didn't win. So
I would happily sacrifice and have goals kicked on me if we won. I wouldn't care.
Any chirp between you and Bud?
Nah, not really. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Just kind of, doesn't talk too much.
Good.
He's pretty good, so I don't really want to poke the bear either.
No.
Not the man you want to roll up. But anyway.
Switta, one of your other small forward cohorts, Sonny, kicked a nice goal with his set shot snap around the corner. It obviously meant a lot to him. Do you get up and about for that kind of stuff watching on?
Absolutely. Sonny's one of the best when he puts it through, mate. His celebrations and his passion. Always a little look to the crowd and then gets around the boys. Absolutely gets me up and about. All the lads even, whether it's watching on TV, away games, or out in the field or watching from the stands, it just gets you up and about, especially when the small forwards put it through.
Absolutely. He does it, as good as anyone. I think he knows where all the cameras are as well, because you're right, like he turns to them, gives it a bit, and then gets back to the
I think in light of the week that himself and Freddie went through as well, I reckon it was a good goal, just to a bit of feeling in it for sure.
And it was a nice emotional response from the crowd pre-game when they were announcing all the players.
Yeah.
Really loud for Sonny and Rick, so that was really nice. Thank you to all the fans who attended.
Thanks, fans.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty quiet. Mine's always the first one that gets announced. I just remember it's
mine's quiet too, because I'm pretty much at the end as well, and they're pretty tired by
Yeah.
then.
So maybe yours being the first one, they're not ready for it.
No, I don't even.
And before they're even aware,
you
they're
don't even hear it
Caleb.
announced, and then they kind of scream a little bit. You're like, think what's going on there? And you see your name, you're like, oh, they've got my name out.
And then
it's a bit early.
Number 3, Caleb Sarong, and they all get up and
Rising star, go nuts. Then a bit louder for big swaggy Darcy, goes nuts for number 4 after that.
Oh, so you think they're just waiting, like they're building to swag? They can't give it everything.
It's pretty cool. The loudest cheer consistently, probably swag. Or yourself.
Yeah, yourself.
You actually get a heap.
Yeah, I've been around. I've put the time in.
I think they know because you got the hearing aid in.
Sure.
just to make sure. But enough of talking about Barra. We're a little bit sick of him, Swit. Let's drive into Switkowski. Pick 73, 2017 National Draft.
Correct.
And off air, you told us you've got a bit of a chip in your shoulder, and you know all the 72 that were drafted before you.
Massive chip.
It's not true at all. It's the biggest lie I've ever heard.
Wrong intel.
I could try, but wouldn't get close.
You only remember 65 of them. So.
Yeah, fair enough. So you overlooked in three, how many drafts?
Three drafts.
Overlooked in 3 drafts. Take us through that. Did you think the AFL dream was over, or was it just kind of a...
Oh, yeah, it was a journey.
Yeah.
My first one...
It's not about the destination, mate. It's about the journey.
Well, that's it. When I was 17, that first one was... My expectations were pretty high, so that was pretty disappointing at the time. And after that, I don't think I watched the next 2 drafts after that, because I just wanted to detach myself from it. Didn't want to get my hopes up, because it can be pretty brutal. And then luckily, that last draft, that 4th one in 2017, was watching it.
Off the back of a good year at Box Hill, or was it always there, post kind of not getting drafted, you go straight to Box Hill?
Yeah, I went straight there.
Yeah.
After playing at the Northern Knights in the TAC Cup.
Yep.
Loved it there. Played 3 years. Played some good footy. And yeah, it was interesting that year I got drafted. I was playing some really good footy, but then actually did a hammy, had glandular fever, and missed the second half of the year. So that was
Switta injured. You wouldn't read about it.
no, you wouldn't read about it.
Bad
So
beats.
that's probably where it started, to be honest. Where the nightmares started.
Box Hill.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But it would have been a good fun years down at Box Hill anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. We hopped on the back of Hawthorn's success at the time. They were winning premierships, and we were having the same success at Box Hill, and it was a good place to be around.
That's good. But so you sit down for this one, sit down, watch it. Name comes through at 73. Did you you think we're Freo on the cards? You'd already would have had a meeting or two with them.
Yeah, and it was a possibility. It was more thinking rookie draft would have been my biggest chance, I think, the day after.
Yeah.
It was only going to be Freo or Brisbane. I remember that year, and Brisbane had their last pick at about 50. And I remember they took someone, I think they took an academy pick, and I was like, oh. So I was almost going to turn off watching, and it got to 73, which the draft rarely gets to 73 anyway. And
A few teams have gone past.
Yeah, a few passes. The name got read out, and in all honesty, mate, it was the biggest burst of emotion I reckon I've ever felt in my life, because it was a bit of a surprise, and that journey to get there, and you flying to Perth in a couple of days, and your life's changed completely.
It does happen quick. And had you been to Perth before?
Once for a couple of days to play a footy game. That's it. I actually thought before I came that Freo was like a big city, like same size as Perth,
Massive,
and it wasn't as close. I just had no idea.
It is massive. It's funny that a lot of boys that do get drafted from Melbourne, they've only been once or not even been to Perth and get drafted. It's a big move when you think about it,
Yeah.
But I guess it's all right because you would have been a bit older and a bit more experienced.
Yeah, mate, I was ready to
life,
move out of
but,
home and keen for the move. So I'm absolutely stoked to come here and live the lifestyle over here. It's been elite.
So a couple of extra years grinding leading into your draft year, and finally you mentioned that burst of emotion. And you move over, first year over in Freo, and word on the street is that there are quite a few boys who didn't even realise that you were a draftee. Thought you were part of the S&C staff. Were
you aware of that?
Well, I don't know where you've got this from.
Steph Gyro told me. It's like, apparently for the first... there's a few boys that thought he was just part of the S&C staff.
I don't know about the boys. I've got a couple little stories of a similar thing. I think it was our first maybe player sponsors dinner we had, and I didn't have a player sponsor at the time. I didn't for my first few years, and I reckon I had to sit with Bailey Banfield's player sponsors that night. And I've introduced myself, and they've asked me, "What do you do at the club?"
Not much, I guess, but yeah.
I don't know if any of you can relate. And when you play your first year or you first come to the club, but you go to a lot of school visits and school clinics, and often they don't know who you are, and you feel like, "What am I doing here?" But just chip on my shoulder, mate.
That's right.
It's getting bigger.
72. So it's always been one there. That's why he's always been grumpy. But was it always? It's probably a bit different. Go back to footy, but was it always been a forward? Have you always been? Is that where you've been?
No, not at all, mate. I played half back.
Come on.
Honestly, half back, mate. Most of my juniors, and then started playing midfield. Midfield through the TAC Cup. Midfield as I got to Box Hill. But at the time, I struggled to get into the senior side at Box Hill. And they said the only spot for you is as a small forward. So I, just trialled it down there. And to be honest, I don't even know what happened, mate. Naturally, I just became this manic pressure player because it's just all I knew how to do playing forward. I didn't really have much of a goal in house. And, it's things I could control, just defensive. Yeah. The chase and the tackling.
That's one thing that I'm sure the fans have seen and what I've seen is just that chase, pressure, tackle. Yeah. Ability to do that and front up and keep doing that again is, I don't reckon I've ever seen anything like it. So,
thanks, mate.
It's I don't want to pump your tyres up too much because
No, well, let me because
you do.
Clearly uncomfortable doing that, but
you do it. It just makes you angry, but yeah.
Clearly, that's a big reason why recently Champion Data rated you an elite player of the AFL after being overlooked in 3 drafts, as we've mentioned. What was your reaction to that? How did that make you feel?
Not just elite, the only elite player in this club.
Got work to do, G Lounge.
There you go. Yeah, look, it was nice recognition, to be honest. You often don't get a lot of recognition over here through Eastern States media and stuff. And, I don't really know how they put their data together and how they, have their rankings.
It doesn't matter. You're elite, mate.
But, it's cool. It's nice that the defensive stuff gets valued out there.
Cool.
And
He's still got the newspaper clipping on the fridge
No,
at home.
absolutely
Chip on the
not.
shoulder, just slowly just working its way.
But yeah, you take it, and it's nice.
And recently you've signed a contract extension with the club. Pretty easy decision, pretty easy process.
Yeah, so I signed until extended to the end of 2024. There's no other club really I want to play at. It's been a blast here. It's been a journey coming from, when I got here we were rebuilding and now starting to get closer to some success and hopefully playing finals this year. So it feels like there's a lot of unfinished business. So yeah, mate, easy decision. I always, I miss my family and friends back home, and that's always the challenge. But mate, I'll stick it out for as long as I can here, and absolutely love it.
Well, mate, as champion data tells us, you're elite, so it's a no-brainer from Freo to re-sign you. So congratulations there. You're not playing at the moment, though. You're currently rehabbing the back. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going well. Unfortunate injury and unfortunate timing, but everything's going to plan so far, which is good, making good progress, and there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully get back and play some footy at the back end this year. Yeah,
it's probably more of a conversation for myself and you, just because Barra hasn't really been, touch wood, he's been quite lucky with injuries and whatnot, and we've spent a bit of time in the rehab room together and a little bit throughout our kind of time here. How have you gone with that kind of mentally? It's obviously tough, and especially when you walk in and DZ, the S&C staff's just written up a nice workout for you on the whiteboard, goes, good morning, get started kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, no, that's it.
How have you gone with kind of, obviously it's been a bit of a slug for you. And
yeah, well, early years, you first come to the club, you're so motivated and it doesn't matter what you're doing, you just want to do it the best you can.
Yeah.
And I remember being injured early. I was smashing cross-training sessions and doing extras, spent up to 3 hours in that cross-training room at one point in time.
We might have to stop you there because the 3 hour cross this is a David Goggins obsession, isn't it?
428 trimp.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
People that don't know what trimp is.
Go and explain it.
I don't even know how it works. It's just a measure of
keeping your heart rate at a certain amount and not touching below it for however long, and the longer you do it, the bigger.
I wanted the record at the time.
Yeah, but did you? Because Goggins was the man. That's why. Is that how it all started? Is your inspiration in terms of
love
your
Goggins.
3 hour
Got some
crosses?
cool stuff, but I don't know where it came from, to be honest. I didn't have much else going. I was frustrated. There wasn't too many other boys in rehab at the time.
Yeah,
I think it was pre-season. I didn't play. I think 2020 I didn't play any footy that whole year. So you got to make little goals for yourself and keep yourself driven. And yeah, it was a nice little thing to do.
Goggins, good man.
The Goggins
Stay
of the
hard.
Freo rehab room.
Can't hurt me. But anyway, sorry. Keep going. Yeah. Cut you off.
Yeah, but it's as you know, mate, it's a grind at times. But I think you build bonds with people when you go through it. It's probably something we share in common. That we went through a lot of that together, hamstring injuries, and I know Alex Pearce and Joel Hamley. I spent a lot of time with them in the crossy room, and yeah, when you do it with someone or with a group of blokes, it helps. It makes it easier, and then when you come out the other side and play footy, it's really rewarding to see those guys get back and play, like yourself, mate, killing it out there. So,
well, thanks, bro.
Yeah, grind, but it's part of the job.
Yeah,
you don't have a choice sometimes. Bit of luck, whether you get injured or not, sometimes as well. So,
lots of it.
Have you viewed Griff moving into your forward line?
Well, I feel a bit uncomfortable giving him a compliment now as well, mate. But it's been nice. He's an absolute animal down there. Love it when big guys can not only compete in the air, but then they just get to work on the deck, help us little fellas out with pressure and locking the ball in. So I hope he gives me some credit for helping with his goal kicking, because we did a little bit of that.
Well, we haven't seen any results yet. We'll just wait.
Haven't kicked any yet, mate. What have I kicked? Still on the career tally of 3, mate. So
you'll kick it when it matters.
Well, I hope so. But no, you were massive help for me, Swit, in a few weeks. So thanks, mate. I'd love to run out alongside you again and cause a bit of havoc up there in the forward line. We did see you wreak a bit of havoc in the preseason. The video that did the rounds was that the preseason game where you just went full Swit mode. And talk us through that goal. You reckon you know the exact one. You broke poor old Tendai's ankles. And
I know the one, mate. I've watched it a few times.
Talk us through it. Give us a play-by-play as it pans out.
I think it was a centre square bounce.
Yep.
Ball gets kicked forward, so I'm pretty high. So then I'm running back to goal. Someone's come out on the lead and then tapped it in front of him. So I thought I'll just sneak around the front. Took it cleanly, and then honestly, mate, I just made it up from there. I don't know what happened or how it happened. Took a bounce.
Do have one of probably the quickest steps in the AFL. I don't know, the Telstra tracker thing. You got speed and attack and
Lateral.
Max speed and stuff. Max speed would be up there, but your ability to laterally kind of explode would be...
Yeah, I'm actually not that quick, max speed.
No.
I reckon I'd be... half the group would be faster than me, in all honesty.
I don't reckon you should... I wouldn't sell yourself short. So we can get...
Don't look at me.
we can get the data up, but it's skewed. Yeah, the average of the speed of the team is skewed for obvious reasons. But we do possess a pretty quick team, and you're one of the reasons there, mate.
And so you've destroyed poor Tendai's ankles.
Yeah, got around him. I was fortunate to get a good block. I think Lecker was playing with us at
right.
the time, and he's cleaned him up.
Yeah.
Because I reckon he might have got me at the end. And then, a couple side steps and put it through. Probably ran too far, but I'll claim it.
When that came out on the Freo socials, I'm a part of a few WhatsApps with some of the old Freo players, the old boys, and those WhatsApp groups absolutely lit up.
They lit up.
Getting after
There you
Tendai and you getting around him because way back in the day, Tendai actually broke Lecker's arm in a derby with a bump.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah, it was a fair play. Just Lecker's arm got caught in the way and broke his arm. That's why we had a big arm guard for a long time when he was playing. And so, Lecker put the bump on. You broke his ankles. It was all just a perfect story to throw a bit of...
You are good for a forward stoppage goal, though, aren't you? Must be a nightmare matching up on... I know what it's like matching up on...
My eyes light up, mate.
forwards.
It's the one chance I get.
It's a free run.
Around
It's a bit of a free run as well. You can run through, cause a bit of havoc, and
You got big swag in there, putting it
then you
wherever.
throw it, yeah.
It's handy.
Well, I feel as a small forward as well, it's their one chance to really... it's about them.
craft. It's craft.
Because
That's it.
all the other time it's about pressure and chase and tackle, harass, it's feet of the talls. But there's a forward 50 stoppage and it's like, this is your moment.
That's it. My eyes light up. I'm straight away just looking for the ruck.
One that does rival your one, actually, it doesn't really rival it, but that Tendai ankle breaker. But your one against last year, against North Melbourne, I reckon you
I remember that one.
run through, candy, bunny hop, bit of mayo, but that was a good one.
Thanks, mate.
That's something
That was very
that
good.
I could see developing into a nice little small forward. So
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah.
I've been up there before, up in the forward line. I could use a man like you. So
The goal assist king, I'd come down and play next year.
point guard, mate. CP3.
All right, we'll move into the section called Quick Hands. I'll throw some quick questions at you.
Yep.
Want your immediate response.
All
and
right.
Griff might pick up on a few trends that might be
Yeah,
noteworthy.
right. Answer it quick though.
Last meal on earth, what would it be?
Pizza.
Tomato sauce, fridge or pantry?
Neither. Hate it.
Oh, pre-game routine?
Phew. Music on the way to the game. Always blasting it.
Loves Rufus.
Yeah.
Do love Bruce's.
Rufus, is it? Or-
Oh, one of many.
Yeah, nice. Coffee of choice?
Don't drink coffee. So a chai or a hot chockey.
Ordering a steak, how do you have it?
Medium rare. Hate when it's overdone.
Player from another club that you like to watch?
Luke Bruce.
JL's favourite saying?
I don't know about a saying, but he always taps his own chest when he talks.
Nervous man.
There's a lot of behavioural tics coming
tics.
along. Best taste in music at the club?
Oh, Joel Hamling.
Dream job outside of football?
Oh,
environmental compliance.
not environmental compliance. If I could have played NBA, mate, that would have been a dream.
Your first car?
Honda Civic.
Most used emoji?
I don't know what you call that.
A-OK?
What
Yeah,
do you call
okay.
that?
Yeah, I'd say that's A-OK.
You reckon?
Yeah. And your first impressions of myself and the curly head bloke over there?
He's curly headed as well. Just be careful with who you're
someone.
throwing out.
Well, my first impressions of you, Barra, was probably almost what it still is now, just a wise head and very generous, gentle guy, I reckon.
Generous.
That sounds a bit
And Griff?
Sounds a bit weird. And Griff.
Generous. He wouldn't shout if he was bitten by a shark, mate.
Generous with his time, mate.
Yeah, nice.
Griff,
Be honest.
Uh-oh.
mate, when we first met, we went on a pre-season camp together in our first week.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember.
Oh, don't worry.
And
I
you
know
weren't in the
camp.
best mood during that camp, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Was he a bit sleep deprived? It seems like a trend.
Sleep deprived, grumpy, sick of it,
Grumpy.
wanting to
I reckon he
belt the soldiers.
had some stuff. He had some stuff going on, and the camp just didn't come at a good time.
Just didn't like it.
So, yeah, it was a weird start. But nah,
Would have hated me.
funny guy. Yeah, loads of fun. Good lad.
Nice.
Felt like that last bit was forced, but that's okay.
It's a bit of a roast session, isn't it? So pizza, the last meal on earth? Pineapple on
That's
pizza?
just what came to my head.
Pineapple on
I
pizza?
love pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You?
Nah.
No, I'm not a fan. That's weird, man. What kind of pizza would you get, if you had to? Don't say Hawaiian either.
I'm usually I get the lot, man. Just get everything on it.
Yeah.
Just got to have pineapple.
What's your
on
last
it.
meal on earth? Pizza.
Well, probably not now that I think about it, but it's quick questions, man.
Or if you had to think again, just what would it be?
Probably some sort of dessert. Like I love like chocolate mousse or something like that, maybe.
Nice. No coffee as well.
No, I never liked it. When I was in high school, I did some work experience in a cafe, learning how to make coffees.
Yep.
One night, drank like 2 coffees that I made and was sick as. And then I just haven't been able to drink it since. I've tried to,
Sick as in you just happen to get crook from it, or
Yeah, it was just crook as that night
yeah.
in the guts. And then tried over time, you get your weak cappuccino or something or your
Yeah.
mocha.
Just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. But it's not the worst thing.
It's weird that those bad experiences you get with food sometimes just completely put you off of food.
Yep.
I was talking about it last night with your brother. Mum used to make pumpkin scones. Ever had pumpkin
Awesome,
scones?
yeah.
Phenomenal. Like it used to be like they were like
Warm
they were
butter.
good, warm, massive few layers of butter.
Yeah.
And there was one batch that Mum did. She probably won't like hearing this because we talked about it
bit of
behind her back,
feedback.
but she had this one batch and we both remember it was 10 years ago and it was this mushy, it just hadn't fully batched up properly. It was floury, there was this little bit of mushy pumpkin I was eating, and I remember looking at my brother going this isn't it. And then we from then on just hated
do it.
the idea of pumpkin scones. Was don't even dare. I won't eat it.
In the moment, did you force it down?
I have to,
Or-
yeah, have to.
yeah,
In
love
front of
your
mum.
mum.
Yeah. But behind closed doors, what the fuck was in those things?
Jodo, you didn't eat all that, did you?
You didn't actually eat those, but anyway.
I know what you mean.
So I've been really looking forward to this part of the pod, to be honest, because this is weird.
This is weird. Yeah, this is a key
I
thing.
know one
Yeah.
other man that's like this, but the Switta intel we have this week is that there are a few multiple personalities going on.
Personalities.
Can you introduce us to them and describe them?
Before we go on,
incredibly
before
weird.
we go on, before we continue, Sam, who are we talking to now? Who's in the room?
So we're talking to
I know
Sam
where
now.
I know where you've got this from.
From what we think now is we're talking to Swit.
Yeah.
We're talking to Swit.
So who's Swit?
Switch just me, mate.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to tell you.
It's the one we know. It's the one we love. Easygoing, intelligent, ripping bloke. Gets along with everyone. That's Swit.
That's kind.
We love him.
Thanks, mate.
That's Swit. And then
Hang on. Yeah, get
let
him
him
to
go.
explain
You
it.
go. Yeah.
Well, came from my old housemates when we lived together a few years ago. And with my last name, Switkowski, a lot of people say Switkowski. And so nicknames go around the club. I think Alex Pierce started Kowsk or Kowska. And then a few of the boys started Kov. And they've turned the Kov and the Kowsk into 2 different meanings and personalities.
2 separate entities.
I'm an introverted guy. I can't have too much social time. So when I was living with the guys, I'd need a bit of my own space. So chuck the headphones in the morning and
Kov.
that sort of thing. And that would be Kov.
Yep.
And then
Kov.
when, we're up and about and social, it's Kowsk.
So Kov, the side you don't want to come across, renowned for needing his space, gets grumpy in the mornings if he's sore, known for putting the AirPods in first thing in the morning and eats breakfast in his bedroom.
Can you confirm that if the one day you wake up as Kov and you got wheat bix, you're sitting at the table, headphones are in, you're sitting at the table, someone comes and sits next to you, tries to talk to you, it's a get up, bowl up, see you guys later, hoof them down in your room. Is that dinkum?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself ever rude. That was
It's just how you are.
Morning, mate. I just, routine. I like just doing my thing.
The Cove.
Mate, we had a house of 5 of us, 5 of the boys living in at one point in time. You guys would know. And it gets full on, sharing a small space. So that was my go-to in the mornings. And it's funny. I caught up with one of the guys, Jarvis Pena, the other day. And
Bottas.
he was telling me that when he first moved in and I was, just doing my thing,
Cove.
he thought I hated him for the first 3 weeks.
You've coved him for 3 weeks.
I had no idea at the time. But, you live and you learn.
You did hate him though, didn't you?
No.
Yeah. You can tell us.
And at the other end of the spectrum is Kowsk. He's the party time after a few beers. He's gone MIA in the last 12 months and the boys miss him dearly. Just a bit of feedback, but, there's both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah. I don't really know what to tell you.
Kowsk gets a run in after hours, sounds like, from what I've heard.
Yeah. Like, I'd call myself an introvert, but around my close mates, when it's time to have a bit of fun, love it, and I'm pretty out there, I'd say.
And does Swit, Kowsk and Cov all love Milky Way bars?
Yes.
They all, annihilate them. They're not safe around either of them.
Surprised that wasn't the last meal on earth. I've heard that, you can inhale and delete a block of Milky Bar.
Mm.
When you're
love it.
there.
Love it. White chocolate. Should have said that, actually.
So you mentioned the palace with the 5 of the housemates.
Yes.
Do you want to talk us through some of your favourites and some of maybe your least favourites, if you're willing?
To live with?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be careful what I say here. We've had a lot of people live in that house. It's corny. Lloyd would be my favourite by far because I lived with him for the longest and he was probably the one guy I could rely on fully to, clean the house and organise the bills and all that sort of, take the bins out, that sort of thing.
You can't hate Lloyd. You can't get frustrated at Lloyd.
No, he's a legend.
Gentle giant, isn't he?
Gentle giant. But would do anything for you. So he was outstanding to live with. And the other boys had their pros and cons. I'm not going to lie. They would admit it though, like early days, Steph Giro, when he moved in, young fella, hadn't lived out of home like most of us, but was, young.
Bit behind the 8 ball.
Bit behind the 8 ball, and he knows it. So you don't get much cooking from him and
Geezy.
Cleaning and, not the most reliable, but good fun. I think Jarv was similar. But we've had Banner's been through there, Caleb, Sturdy. Lenny was good. He was probably the most fun, I reckon, out of them all.
Luke Valente.
But we also had some beef, like not serious beef, but he's just a joker. 24/7.
Any big arguments, like big ones that were like, that's it, I'm out. Like, you're done, mate. Because I reckon, you get pretty close to it.
Oh.
Whoever you live with, you end up kind of hating.
But that's where I just put my headphones on, mate. Don't speak to him for a day and I can reset.
Comes out for a few days.
But nah, everyone had their little spot fires. Played pranks on each other, and but it never went too far.
Pranks got to run for a bit, didn't they? Just involving your whole house.
Yeah, house between houses.
Caught you in the middle of a few before.
Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if it's inappropriate or not, but Luke and Steph used to come into my room when it'd be like 9 or 10 o'clock. I'd turn the lights off and go on to sleep. They'd come into my room, shut the door, fart. And then straight back out just to get a reaction from me, because they knew if it's bedtime, it's probably Cov that's here.
Sleeping with his earphones.
So I remember one night I pretended like I was didn't care. They came in and did it, and then I waited till they all went to sleep, and then I got up and I grabbed all the furniture in the house and I put it in front of Luke's bedroom door so he couldn't get out, including the bins from outside. Wheeled them inside.
Cov just working after hours in the middle of the
It's
night.
probably 1 a.m. by now. What am I doing?
I reckon he'd probably enjoy it more because he went, I got a rise out of him.
Yeah.
It was so worth it.
Good reaction.
Oh, that's up there. Good memories. Really fun memories.
Would have been, plenty of memories and plenty of kind of games in a house of 5 years. There's intel that you were probably the number one, whether it was 2K, FIFA, everything. Is that true? You're a gun, table tennis, everything like.
I wouldn't say so.
Who would rule the roost in that kind of those rankings?
I remember one year when we had quarantine, so we were stuck at home. So we did a bit of a tournament of table tennis, PlayStation games, Catan. You know the board game Catan? You might not.
No.
It's a bit nerdy, but yeah, we'd play for hours.
What's Catan? What is it?
Oh, it's just like a board, and there's like islands and stuff, and you've just got to like get materials to like get your ships and roads, and just we'll talk about it after air, mate.
No, keep going, man. I'm sure this is what the people really want to hear.
We'll be here all day. But no, I went all right. I mean, Lloyd was really good at table tennis. We had some fierce battles. We'd play for hours at a time. Like we'd often play, we'll go best out of 3 or 5 sets. And then before you know it, it's 20 to 19 sets. We just keep going.
Of 20-point games?
Of 21-point games. Insane.
That's a lot of footy. Crikey. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
You'd be working up a sweat, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But yeah, the tournaments were fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Went all right.
And we've got here that you did actually buy a PlayStation for yourself, but you'd only just play NBA career mode just on your own. Is that a bit of Cov coming out, just want some space in a house of 5 blokes? Or?
I reckon that one's a bit stiff. I think my favourite game mode was always, I think it's My GM or something.
Yeah, My
and it's
GM.
just your single player mode where you just make your own team. And
what's that, Steve? You just said it's your favourite play mode.
Didn't mean I wasn't open to playing with others. It's
all right. Yeah, it's fine. But
in that mode, are you managing your long beloved Sacramento Kings, a long suffering NBA fan?
Jeez, they suck.
They do, mate.
You got to admit
it's getting harder every year, and I haven't even supported. So they've got a drought of 16 years or something without playing playoffs, and I've only been supporting them for about 5 years or so. It's 5 or 6 years.
So how did that come about?
Oh, I've always loved the NBA and was a fanatic as a kid, but more so followed players like LeBron James, Steph Curry, like growing up. Thought it was time to pick a team. Didn't want to jump on the bandwagon. Probably should have now.
I know, everyone says don't do it, but
yeah,
just hear from cows.
Makes it
but yeah. And actually, I went to the US on a basketball tour in high school and went to Sacramento. Stayed with the family there for a couple of days. So
bit of a baller,
bit of a connection with the city, and just went with it. I think it was around the time De'Aaron Fox, I reckon, got drafted. So I thought, here we go,
swiper,
and now we're still at the bottom.
He's good to watch, and in your defense, all-star, like he's gun.
Yeah, he goes well.
He's good to watch.
But nah, I'll stick by him. I'll be optimistic.
So a bit of a baller growing up, clearly. You just mentioned US tour. Brendan Cox a few weeks ago gave us his starting 5 from the playing group, and you weren't in it.
I did see this.
Yeah, were you a bit flat?
Not going to lie, a little bit.
Yeah, any words for
he
Brendan?
He picked a lot of big fellas. I was like, where's your point guard? I think he said he could run the point off maybe or something.
I think he picked a few big guys just because they're big.
Yeah.
And Sean Darcy in particular.
Yeah, so I was a little bit offended.
I think
he's playing some favourites.
I think in today's day and age, guys, like, evolution and whatnot, people are getting bigger and bigger by the year. You need big boys. Little guys don't make the cut. Sorry.
I'm not sure about that.
I didn't pick the team.
Do you know a fella by the name of Earl Boykins? Do you remember him?
He's like, no.
Played NBA for about 15 years or so.
No.
And he was about 5'6".
Yeah, well, I know someone shorter than him, Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues.
He's the shortest ever in the NBA. Has you ever heard of that bloke?
Yes, I have.
5'3". The other one that was a gun, he even won a dunk comp, was Spud Webb. You probably wouldn't even know him, but Google it.
Nate Robinson's another one, mate. Wins dunk contests. Tiny.
Spud Webb was tiny.
Switta can. So just because he's little,
Switta can't dunk.
No, he can play ball.
I've lost my hops. I can't jump.
Could you ever get close to dunking, you reckon?
I used to try when I was like 16, 17. Could get close, but couldn't.
Can you?
Yeah.
What, still?
Probably. Give me a warm-up and a running start. Absolutely.
You genuinely reckon you can dunk a basketball?
Yes.
No,
I was double-handed dunking when I was 15, mate.
I want to see it. I need to see it.
That is going to be the biggest yarn I've ever heard. You honestly reckon you can dunk?
I can dunk. I've taken a hanger on JL's head. Broken Scotty Thornton's cheekbone on a hanger. Got mad hops, bro.
Sweet as our guest. We're not trying to talk you up. I'm just calling you. You don't need to bring up taking a hanger. You can't dunk. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to.
Well, we're not allowed on the basketball courts anymore, but
then the excuses come. Already begun.
So, Sweet, you also have a little record. You were the first COVID scare in the AFL. Talk us through that.
Yeah.
That's right, you were.
That was a really weird time. And it was super weird because there was almost no chance I had COVID. It was the biggest just precaution, you know. I had a cold and they sent me to go get tested and I didn't think much of it. And before I know it, all my housemates have moved out and they're staying in a hotel in East Freo. And then I've got people calling me, media, people calling my dad and my uncle and just gone nuts. And it was strange. So I couldn't, I was itching for the result to come back as quick as possible. So it was done. But yeah, it was a weird time. Obviously it was new for everyone. So it was a big thing. But yeah, strange.
Funny looking back at it now, what we had to do, even not even having it, like coming back from the Gold Coast hub. Remember, we had to do a 2-week quarantine just because we come from interstate. Like thinking about those quarantines. I mean, the boys from Melbourne
did about 4 in 1 year.
In the space.
4 quarantines, about 8 weeks.
Good times.
It's just weeks you never get back and you end up playing 20 to 29 games of ping pong.
Well, I was going to say, positive of that situation was he's in a house by himself. So
yeah. So Cobb's enjoying himself.
Cobb enjoying himself.
And away from football, off the field, you're a very learned man, an environmental engineering honours degree recently. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
I'm sitting at a table of 2 nerds here. Two very learned men. Sorry. But congratulations, mate. It is awesome.
Thanks, mate.
Obviously, a lot of hard work goes into that. How long did that take you and what was the process?
It took me 7 years all up. And I was pretty lucky. I studied 3 years full-time before I got drafted. So, I got most of it done and then it took me 4 years to finish off. Had a few big projects and units to finish off. Graduated last year and now doing some work experience. So working in the real world and it's good, but it was a bit of a journey. And haven't put more study off the cards, which I can't believe I'm saying, but you never know, I might get back to it next year.
Absolutely. Well, you can. What was the project you did for your honours? Do you want to talk us through that? Yeah,
it was a really unique sort of project. There's a lot of water quality issues in regional parts of WA. So out in the goldfields, little small community, only about 30 people live there. Have problems with high levels of nitrate in their water. It's not cleaned properly. They have a lot of breakdowns in their treatment systems, and a lot of challenges for those remote communities is that they almost get forgotten about a little bit, and it takes a long time to get services out there and stuff. So for long periods of time, they're drinking water that's not very safe for your health. So we had a little project to go in there, do some investigation and put together a bit of a water treatment system to recommend to be implemented there. And so we spent a good year on it. I went out to the community, which was a good experience. Flight to Kalgoorlie and then about 6-hour drive north, so literally right in the middle of WA. But yeah, fantastic.
God's country up there.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, to be honest. It's amazing, that part of the country. And yeah, I think we couldn't quite get to the end. Just it takes a long time with getting approvals through governments and whatnot. But I think they're continuing it at the university this year. So hopefully, I'll keep in touch with them and hopefully they get it all sorted soon. Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool that it has real world application and implementation. So
yeah, it's always the challenge at uni, isn't it? You do a lot of dull units where you go, how does this relate to
what am I doing this for?
What am I going to do? Maths and science and engineering and stuff. But yeah, real world problem, and you feel like you're actually making a difference, which is cool.
Speaking of another real world problem, each year you do a fundraising walk.
Yeah.
Get the boys involved for one of your mates. You want to talk us through that story?
Yeah, so I had a mate pass away. What was it? 2016, 17, about 5 years ago. Got hit with a coward punch, unfortunately, and passed away that night. It was really unexpected, out of nowhere, and it was a really unfortunate situation just because he was, he's ripper fella, wasn't even involved in the fight and just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And his family started a foundation in his name, Pat Cronan Foundation. I became an ambassador a few years ago for them. Just coming over here and being a bit more of a public figure, I thought I could use that sort of status to get some awareness out there, and especially they launched it from Victoria, but to get a bit of exposure in WA as well was a good opportunity. And yeah, they do a walk every year in Melbourne. They get a few thousand people down, and it's huge. And I can usually never make it because it's in pre-season, so I just sort of do my little thing here, get a bit of awareness out there. Boys have been great at coming down and supporting. And the foundation's doing really well. So we're super happy with heaps of education sessions that's going into schools and footy clubs and other sporting clubs, and there's some research happening, and the awareness is massive. So yeah, it's a really unfortunate event and a sad time, but there's some good coming from it now, which is good.
Sweet, doing good things. Love to see it.
It's good, man.
Keep moving on now, but yes, Tigers in prime time is what we're looking at, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Don't be too excited about it. It's probably only our 5th Friday night game in our history. But
I reckon it. Have I played a Friday night game?
not sure. I'm not even sure if it's 5, to be honest. I only played a couple myself. But yeah, Friday
Really?
night in Melbourne against the Tigers, pretty exciting.
I don't think I've played a Friday night game, and we got 2 in a row.
What are you looking forward to?
Not
Getting forward.
Not the St Kilda Seabars on the Saturday morning, but I won't be looking forward to them again. But I don't know. It's a good stadium. Enjoy it there. Don't have to worry about the weather. Pretty late game,
Very late.
which is always I don't know. I've kind of struggled with that a little bit.
It's a strange day because 7:50 Melbourne time, so it's
late.
the
That's
entire
late.
day.
Yeah, it's a late one, but I am looking forward to it. It should be. They've got a few key outs, but I'd definitely be looking to swing forward and kick 4 or 5.
Forward 50 stoppages. mate.
Yeah, nice. It'd be nice to get back to our football as well, put in a better performance. And it's our ice
Definitely.
cream loving man, Jordan Clark's 50th game this week.
Is it
So,
half ton?
Yeah, the big fella.
right.
How good.
So hopefully we can get him a nice win
Yeah,
and move on.
definitely. They'll be coming out firing as well. They've had a bit of a bad beat against North, so it'll be a good one.
They have, yeah.
Get him a win and a big punnet of ice cream.
And the other big news coming out of the club this week, Switta in particular, is we're currently on track to break our all-time membership record. So the boys are obviously going pretty well on field, and the membership department upstairs, phones are running hot.
Jump on.
But we want our listeners and viewers in particular of the pod, Griff's doing a great job, to help us out to try and break it. So currently we're on, our all-time record is 55,639, and we're about 1,000 off that.
That it.
Very close.
So not many. And there's not many games to go leading into possible September action. It's all very exciting.
Wow.
And the Old Bull Yumbak has negotiated with upstairs. We have a discount code for anyone who wants to sign on.
Massive.
Huge.
That is pretty big, actually.
So if you jump online, give our membership team a ring and use the code
Is this Dinkum?
Dinkum.
Really?
Old Bull Youngbuck, OBYB. You'll receive 30% off a Purple Army membership.
Huh.
That's
How
a
good's
decent
that?
deal.
That's
Purple
pretty good.
Army membership, OBYB, and you'll get 30% off.
That's fantastic.
How
Jump
good.
on. Let us break the record then. 1,000 to go.
1,000 to go.
Why wouldn't you?
Push through.
Bit of a no-brainer. 30% off. That's heaps.
And Big Garlo bared his chest last year, wanting to get to 80,000 members. So I feel like getting another 1,000 is just a small step. If we can
I love that.
push that well beyond our record, that'd be nice.
It's actually rattled me that we've got our own discount code now. Good on you.
Yeah.
Well done.
No, we're
Hey, you're a part of this.
Doing good
You're a
things.
part of this, Sweet. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
creating change. Thanks,
You're a
mate.
part of
Good
it.
on you.
Well done,
He's a
mate.
good man. Don't you love him? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, just to reiterate, OBYB Purple Army membership, 30% off. The retro range is also in the team store.
Yep.
Thank you, Swit, for coming on. Say good day to Cov and Kaus for us. Hope
Yeah.
it wasn't too bad for you. It was lovely to have you
How'd
on.
you go, mate? Enjoy yourself?
That was really good. Had good fun. Thanks for having us.
That's good.
Cheers. Thanks, mate. Good on you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Like and subscribe, and let's break that membership tally. Cheers.
Oh, missed it.
You missed it.